Hello everybody, SlimKirby here. Welcome back to more of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening for the Nintendo Switch. Like I said last time, in this video we're going to be pretty much continuing on with what we did the previous video. So going to be spending some more time with Dampé and basically getting the remaining rewards from this. But before I do, there is one more thing that I need to also take care of. And I did a little bit of research off camera and figured out the last remaining Seashell that we still need. And this is one I kind of missed a little early on. I could have gotten this a long time ago, but I kind of forgot about it because the funny thing is I did this early on before I even got the Seashell radar, so I just kind of forgot that this was even a thing. But remember that giant rock we exploded to open up this shortcut that we never really needed? Because once we get the warp songs, there's really like no reason to come back here. Yeah, there's a Seashell here. So once you explode the rock, right in the middle of this, basically square or circle of rocks, you will find the final Seashell of the game, or at least in this playthrough. I'm sure some of you guys probably got a different final Seashell than what I did here, but that's the one we're missing, and that's going to be the last one. So we are done with getting all the Seashells in the game, which means we're going to go back to the Seashell Mansion, which is just right over here, and we're going to get our final reward, and then we'll finish up with more of the Dampé stuff, mainly to get the remaining heart pieces, and also, well, the remaining heart container at this point, and the final items as well. So let's watch this meter fill up all the way. You have discovered every secret. The proof is in the seashells you hold. I acknowledge the perseverance it took. May fortune bless you wherever you roam. My task here is finished. And our final reward is a bunch of rupees and a boring chamber stone. Very, very, very anticlimactic reward, if I'm saying so myself. But that's what we get. We got that. Let's go ahead and go back to Dampé and finish things up. So yeah, like I said, all we got to do at this point is we just have to basically finish up 3 more of these dungeon trials. We should get the final heart container, and then that will be pretty much it for all the stuff I wanted to do before we go to the egg. So, going to be spending time doing that this video. Going to be going to the egg on Wednesday, and then we'll do one final extra video to close out the project on Friday. So, that's kind of how this week of uploads will work, if you basically want to know. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this started here. Dampé is going to make something of that new chamber stone we got. I know. Ooh, no, we get a rupees effect, which is actually a pretty cool effect. Maybe I'll try to actually use that in some of these just to get our rupee counts up a little higher. So yep, we're going to go arranging. We're going to be finishing up these last 3 trials here. So here we have heart shortage. Once you've filled the bottle with chambers, you got to get through the whole dungeon with just 3 hearts. Now, I'm not here to tell you to arrange your dungeon, but you'll want to skimp on the monsters. Yeah, so in addition to this being a fill up the entire image dungeon, we're also going to have only 3 hearts, so that's going to make this kind of difficult. So obviously try to plan around that. Don't try to fill up the dungeons with really hard monsters or anything, because we'll need to survive this once we make it, so keep that in mind. But yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, so this is actually kind of funny. I basically made this so I only had to stay to 1/2 of the dungeon, because literally this path right here is like all mini-bosses with no rewards at the very end of this. So I kind of handled this in a very clever way. I also made sure the staircases kind of had like some kind of connecting going on as well. So yeah, I had kind of a little bit of fun making this as minimalistic as possible, and so we didn't actually have to go into a lot of these rooms. So let's go ahead and do this. Again, this is kind of the clever things you can come up with trying to make it through these dungeons, which is kind of neat. Because yeah, that's the thing. You can fill up all the rooms, doesn't mean you have to actually go in them all when you're playing this. So yeah, try avoiding them if you can. So there we go. Got the small key. Let's go ahead and go this way now. And of course, as usual, I try to stick to all the simple stuff. Because why wouldn't I? Oh, we get a nice 50 rupee chest as well. I didn't use the rupee effect though, like I said I would. Also, I got a bunch of comments about this. Okay, I honestly didn't know that you could kill these guys with the boomerang. Because again, they nerfed the boomerang so much in this game, so you know, naturally it made it seem like, yeah, I probably wouldn't be able to do this, but no, you can. The problem is I didn't actually. Well, hold on. I can shoot this at an angle, right? Oh yeah, I can. Okay, this is doable. It's a little annoying, but it is definitely doable. And I believe there is a chest in here too, so I do have to beat the last Wallmaster. Or not Wallmaster, Wizrobe. And another thing you can use, instead of just laying bombs, you can also just use bomb arrows. I always forget about those. I think they're honestly kind of easy to forget about, if I'm being honest. Is there another chest that I'm... Oh yeah, there is. Okay. I got concerned for a minute, because I was like, wait a minute. That wasn't the boss key? How? No, that's because the boss key is right here. So there we go, got the nightmare key, pretty cool. Open this, and hey, look, the boss room, how convenient. Oh look, Moldorm, how convenient. And there we go. Finished that in pretty quick time, honestly. Again, that's just what you can do with the some of the dungeon layouts. If you have to use a certain amount of stuff, you can, but keep in mind, you don't necessarily have to. So we're going to get another chamber. And we're also going to get the final bottle of the game. I know it's weird having only 3 bottles, but that's the last one, so we're done with that. So let's go ahead and look at the next dungeon we're going to be making. Looks like we got Sheathed Sword. So we don't get the sword for this one. And again, it looks like they've kind of created something a little bit for us, so we'll have to find a way to utilize all those rooms. This one's a doozy. You're not going to be able to swing that sword in the finished dungeon, so don't place any chambers that you can't get through without whacking something with a sword. And if you do, don't say I didn't warn you. Fair enough. So we might actually have to use a different boss for this, believe it or not. I'll try to... Well, actually, I know a perfect boss we can use, now that I think about it. But yeah, let's go ahead and make this one. Okay, I had to modify this one a little bit, just due to the nature of the staircases, because again, staircases suck in the dungeon builder. Yeah, it does seem like they kind of try to go for, like, staircases that are close, at least. So, like, you can't just, like, kind of dictate a staircase to go to a certain location at all times. It's very awkward and very particular about it, but whatever. I made something work, I guess, and that's all that matters. So let's go ahead and get this started. As we were told before, we cannot use our sword for this, so we're going to be sticking to basically other items, which I am okay with that. Let's use the magic rod. Because magic rod is fun, it's powerful, it can't beat pits, but whatever. And yeah, we'll have to pretty much go through this entire dungeon just because of all the treasure chests. Because they gave us kind of a default layout that we couldn't exactly really work with. Can I... Man, how do I beat these guys? Boomerang? Yeah, I think it's boomerang. Oh, can I lift it up? Okay, that works too. You do learn some interesting things about how to take care of certain enemies when you obviously can't use your sword, so that's kind of neat, I guess. So we get a small key. We're gonna go this way first. Let's see. Let's use boom, 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 boom. Oh, also, before I forget, another thing I learned, You can kill Pulse Voices with the flute. Because they have big ears, and obviously music would hurt them. I guess. I think that's the logic anyway. But yeah, another thing you guys were so nice about in the comments. And I am being serious. I do appreciate like the help I get from people. Like I hope it's never come off where it's like I'm annoyed to get like certain information, but it's just that I don't know everything, and I never claim to know everything. This game did just come out, like, not too long ago. And again, there's lots of weird differences between this version and the original version, so I'm still trying to learn everything new you can do as well. So, for the most part, I try to stick to what I know from the original Link's Awakening, and applying some of the things I've learned from this version. Like, you know, obviously there are some enemies or some bosses or whatever that can't really be hurt by certain tools anymore. Like the boomerang, the boomerang is still really, really good, but there are some enemies that it doesn't just one-hit KO anymore. In some cases, it just stuns certain enemies. Boomerang does make this boss a joke, though. My god. Now, I'm not sure if it's doing, like, the full damage. But still. But yeah, I wanted to get that out of the way. I'm not, like, ungrateful or unthankful for people giving, like, tips or whatever. So I do apologize if it's ever, you know, come across that way or seemed that way. It's just, again, like, I never claimed to know everything, nor did I claim that I would reveal everything about this game. And I feel like somehow that's been kind of misconstrued. I'm gonna actually warp back. I feel like that would be faster at this point. But see, this is where you would learn, like, probably a lot of that stuff, because they have, like, you know, Pole's voices in here. They have certain enemies in here that you kind of have to learn how to beat a different way now without the sword. That's kind of a cool way to kind of teach you that stuff. So hey, maybe the dungeon maker was a good idea after all. It is honestly a good idea. I do like it, and I do kind of yearn for the day of like a... And like there are Zelda dungeon makers that exist, but like, you know, an official one like from Nintendo. I think that would be really, really cool if they were to make that at some point. And this is kind of a step in the right direction. I just wish some things were more customizable. Just my own personal opinion. Oh boy, it's one of these rooms. I believe this is going to be another... Well, if I just threw the horse head that was supposed to be the solution to the puzzle, but not anymore. Hey, it's this guy. But this guy, I mean, you didn't really need the sword to beat this guy to begin with anyway. So yeah, get wrecked. Sorry, but get wrecked. Okay. So how am I supposed to get these? Have to use bombs to break open these? Oh, I can lift them. I mean, you can use bombs too, but... Oh, wait, you can't lift them. That's strange. Well, here, let's do this then. Let's utilize 2 pieces of ammunition here. Just blow up both of those. Blow up those, and grab this. A single rupee. Rage. That looks like to be everything, so now we're going to go back. We have to kill these guys first. Bomb arrows are pretty cool, not gonna lie. They honestly should be utilized more, I think. Okay. of course, because I don't have a sword now, I'm going to have to go through here. Slightly more annoying way. Let's see, this will take us in here, and hey, look! It's raining rupees. This is the rupee effect we got from basically getting all the secret seashells. And honestly, they gave us a lot. They gave us 200 rupees from that. That's pretty freaking cool, not gonna lie. So we want to go over here because there's a treasure chest here. I just put a mini-boss in the other direction, so obviously we're going to avoid that. Also, I feel like you don't need to worry about wasting ammo in these dungeons, because I think you get everything back once you finish it. So may as well just mess around with that for a while. Let me go ahead and equip this, because, as I mentioned, we don't have a sword, and I'm sure other items can be used against Moldorm, but just because they wanted us to use, you know, different items, we'll just go ahead and use Magic Rod against good old Hothead here. The lamest boss of all of them. I guess none of... I mean, to be fair, there's not like a lot of like super interesting bosses in this game. I mean, you do have like... In some cases, they're just animals. Like, there's an eagle. There's an anglerfish. There's an eel. So, you know, a fireball, I guess, isn't too unoriginal, I guess. It's more so the way you take him out is kind of the unoriginal aspect. So there we go. Sheathed sword is complete. So with that, we're going to get another chamber. Looks like we got another effect, the Hearts effect. Apply a chamber to get showered in hearts. Watching down there gave me an idea. Yes, it did. I'm sure it did. Okay, so this is the last one we need to actually do before the end of this video, and also just, I guess, in general. But yeah, we have Ticking Clock. Looks like we have a 5-minute dungeon we have to get through, so hope you guys like speed running, and if you don't, oops. But yeah, that's going to be our next one. So I'm going to go ahead and, well, first I'll read the description. You're on the clock with this one. This idea is to get you to the boss and beat it in just 5 minutes. If you ask me, it comes down to how you place the entrance and the Nightmare Slayer. Not that anyone asked me. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this one going. Okay, once again, I tried to make this pretty simple, not too crazy, and I basically made it so I could skip these 3 rooms right here, so we're just going to go to the left at the beginning, go through this little section, that should take us to the end. So yeah, let's go ahead and do this final one. Hooray for that. And again, not needed restrictions for this one, aside from the time limit, obviously. But again, I feel like we should be able to do this in 5 minutes easily, so should not be a problem. And of course, they're still going to give us rupees. Ouch. That hurt. I'm going to test something really quick, just for fun. Okay, yeah, you do have to beat them in order still. That is interesting. I mean, they have the owl statue to remind you, I guess, but still. Hooray, more rupees. Go down here. We jump. Dash. Jump up here. Hey, look, another rupee effect. Not getting any purple ones this time, though, but that's okay. Ouch. Okay. There we go, back in this room. I feel like that's a room that's, you don't really see too often. Is there a chest in here? There is, so we won't have to do this again. I think this is like a default room, though. Like, they always place this one no matter what, so you can't really escape doing this puzzle. I think we have plenty of time, though, so I'm not at all worried. Man, though, getting a lot of rupees, though. I also had kind of a theory about the chess pieces. Oh, it would have been right if I did it right. Okay, never mind. My theory was that, also rip, the reason why you have to be like 3 spaces away for the L to work. So this is just wrong. There we go. Well, hold on. Is because I was like running and throwing, which might put a little more momentum on the throw, but no, I think it's just... Again, it's still a little awkward, I guess. Okay, I'm not liking this, guys. Hold on. I'm just gonna do this. This is gonna be easier. Oh, and of course. Well, I don't have to actually do this puzzle again, though, at least. Okay, so I still have to go to the next room so I can grab the key. Thankfully, it's just these guys, which, as we discovered, can be killed with the boomerang. What? Oh, I didn't grab the key. Whoops. My bad. That would be my bad. That would be an oops on my behalf. Okay, so there's the Nightmare Key. Let's go ahead and grab that. Jump back over here. Let's do this. And for our final boss, of course, we're going to fight the Anglerfish. And here you guys thought I was going to fight Moldorm. How boring is that? Oh yeah, just for fun. So we didn't have the level 2 sword when we fought this guy before, so... Figure we see how many few hits it would take with just the level 2 sword. He has taken some hits though, but yeah, still pretty much a pushover. So yeah, with that, I believe that's the last dungeon we have to make for Dampé, at least for the regular prizes. So we're going to get another chamber. We're going to get a heart container, the final heart container of the game. And of course we're going to get another, a Wall Masters effect. I don't know why you'd want to add those, but there they are. And it's great to watch you work, but I've been wondering if it could be better. So I threw together some challenges that are tougher than anything I've given you so far. Try them, won't you? So I'm going to go ahead and say this now. I'm probably not going to do this, but basically once you complete the 3 tiers of levels, you get basically a bonus level where you can arrange more dungeons, but you don't get like any like major prizes for these. I think most of all you'll just get like rupees. Like you get a huge rupee reward whenever you finish this. And not only that, you can also use these for just like general rupee grinding as well, especially if you want to get the remaining chamber stones in the game. So since there's no like actually like major reward, I don't really see a reason to actually show these off. But again, if you want to get all the chamber stones in the game, because there's like 7 of them you have to get at the shop, and each one at the shop is like 1,200 rupees, you're going to need to grind a lot of rupees for those. And this is honestly, I guess, a good way to do that. You can also just make chambers with a lot of treasure chests so you can get lots of rupees. You have that rupee effect as well, so there's lots of different things you can use to kind of get you closer to those other chamber stones you can unlock. But again, as far as like major game rewards, that's pretty much it. So I'm probably not going to really showcase any more of these. But yeah, that's basically the Dungeon Maker in a nutshell. As I said before, like I do think this is a neat feature of the game. Like I do like it. I just wish it was more customizable and you could do like more things like an actual Zelda Dungeon Maker. I understand that obviously that take a bit more work and be probably harder to actually put into this game. But still, it's something I would have personally preferred having as opposed to just kind of like a minimalistic, oh, let's just you know, randomly throw these rooms from the game together. But that's just me. Obviously, you're entitled to your own opinion. That's just my personal one. I don't think this really does enough for me to, you know, make me want to spend too much time with this mode beyond just the normal game rewards. So yeah, that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Next time, we're going to actually start heading to the end of the game. So we are about done with this game, folks. I guess you could say next video is the finale, and like I said, we'll also have an extra video on Friday. So, yeah, that's going to be it for Link's Awakening. So this has been SlimKirby. I'll see you guys next time when we go to the Windfish's egg to wake the Windfish. See you guys then. Later, folks.